With the bar having been set exceedingly high, the Belize Tourism Industry Association's Executive Director, Osmany Salas, a long-established member of the N.G.O community, is the 13th senator-elect. A week ago, his name, along with several others, including Janelle Chanona, Edilberto Romero, Donovan Reno, and Juan Pablo Collado, made it to a short list of candidates who were interested in contesting the vacant seat. This morning, those 5 names appeared on a ballot.
In total, 23 organizations in good standing out of the 29 voted this morning. Each representative had to show their ID to the presiding officer, Ms. Amanda Burgos, and to Mr. Hall from, what was his name? Grant Thurton Accounting Firm. So we're grateful for them for that. At the end of the first round, these were the votes that were cast for the 5 candidates.
Leading all nominees in the first round was Osmany Salas. Coming closest to him, in terms of the total number of votes garnered, was Bakongo Representative Edilberto Romero.
Janelle Chanona, 3. Juan Pablo Collado, 1. Donovan Reno, 1. Edilberto Romero, 7. Osmany Salas, 11. No rejected ballots. All of that came up with 23 total votes cast. That meant we immediately went into the second round. At the end of that second round, the second round had 2 nominees, 2 candidates, Edilberto Romero and Osmany Salas. Their names were put on the ballot. And at the end of that second round, Edilberto Romero had 7 votes and Osmany Salas had 16. 0 rejected ballots, 23 votes total were cast. At the end of round 2, Osmany was declared the senator-elect with just under 70% of the votes cast in his favor.
The importance of the vote, from the perspective of good governance, fulfills, albeit through overwhelming public pressure, the mandate of the United Democratic Party. In 2008, the UDP campaigned on a platform which included the introduction of a 13th senator. Despite having taken requisite steps to make good on that promise, it did not come into existence until today, due in large part to the Belize National Teachers Union.
I just want to say I am very honored. I am deeply humbled at being given the opportunity to represent the Belize N.G.O community. As some good friends have told me, the work really just begins. I want to say again, and I will never tire of saying, a huge thank you to the teachers of our nation, to the BNTU, to the business community, led by the Belize Chamber of Commerce and Industry and the Belize Business Bureau, for all the struggles, and other members of civil society for really fighting and struggling to ensure that we get this opportunity, the N.G.O community get this opportunity to be represented in the Senate and to be involved in the campaign, in the work to improve governance in our country.
That particular evaluation, or point of view if you will, is not necessarily shared by all members of the Barrow administration. In fact, the co-opting of a 13th senator and his subsequent role in the House is seen by Home Affairs Minister Wilfred Ellerington as a potential stumbling block, simply getting in the way of government achieving its goals.
Because it is not an elected body, it doesn't have the kind of power that an elected body has, you know. It's really made up of appointed persons. I think the initial resistance to the appointment of a 13th senator is that we have discovered that every appointee who is not appointed by the government opposes everything the government does. I mean, there is not an occasion when one of the non-governmental appointees would support the government's motion. And when that is done, people seem to be affronted by it.
According to the senator-elect, the role of an additional upper parliamentarian is not to frustrate government's motions.
There have been some concerns that the 13th senator would just serve to block government at every turn. That is not the case. The 13th senator will ensure that in the matters of our governance, we look at things the way they should, fairly, constructively. So there will be many programs that the government will want to, to pass, legislation and other matters that will be put to the Senate. We would, of course, support those. And we would also ensure that we are working closely with the other senators, in particular the ones that come from civil society.
Salas has accepted the terms under which he will be appointed senator and will be formally sworn in the days ahead.
I think we have really raised the bar. We have set a precedent, and I think we can't go anywhere else but up. I'm very proud of my colleagues. I'm very happy to be a member of this community, and I commit to serve the community, all to ensure that, as I mentioned before, we are part of improving good governance, and we can do our part to improve the lives of our people in this country.
Reporting for News 5, I am Isani Cayetano.